documents, and then it was later cut to 4 months. But the time is not adequate, and we would support smart growth. We support the Farm Bureau, the 3 planning commissioners, and the very many others who have requested a time extension. We are prepared to provide information on the water issues, fisheries, in some degree of detail that would be of, I think, great help for this general plan and the draft EIR. I think it's quite inadequate, the job that has been done on water issues. That's been a setback. I think the description of water conditions that are in there better describe 1981 than they do the conditions that we have today. There's very little in there about the impacts, the degradation, the TMDL listings, the endangered species listings, and so forth. We have good information to provide on that. We can give you our information by November 3rd, but we can't provide you with important assistance from fisheries biologists and hydrologists. We can't rush them the same way that we have to do it ourselves. We would like to have the time to make submittals of those those representatives in the future, and I understand that there will be opportunity for submission, and I would ask that of the planning team, whether after November 3rd, if there is no extension, will we have the opportunity to make submissions of any kind? That's for the record is what I'm talking about. Okay.
I'm sorry, were you looking for a response?
Yes, it's a, it's
okay.
a question.
I'm sorry, you had said for the record, so I wasn't sure. In regards to the EIR, depending on the board's action, once the comment period's up, the comments that are responded to in the final are based on those received during the comment period. Certainly throughout the process, comments and continued debate and dialogue up until the point of action on the project can be received and should be considered. But in regards to what gets formally responded in the final EIR is those comments that are received during the comment period.
That sounds like a no.
Again, that's, you know, if the comment period is extended, then... If
it's not extended beyond November 3rd, we will not be entitled to make additional submissions to have them on the record.
No, that would be incorrect. You can make additional submittals. They may just not be part of the final EIR response to comments document. They're still considered. I'm sorry.
In the EIR process, in the final EIR document, there is a section called Response to Comments, which is the formal response to all comments received during the comment period, which began September 18th and is now proposed to conclude November 3rd. All of the comments received during that comment period will be formally responded to and included as part of the record and responded to in the final EIR. It will be part of the final EIR publication. Anything received after that would then not necessarily have a formal response to, not saying that those comments could not be included or that the board or planning commission would not take those into consideration in their final document of the EIR or the general plan.
Would they be part of the record?
They would be part of the record.
They would be accepted for record purposes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. Michelle Tellier and Estelle Clifton.
Good afternoon, members of the planning team and members of the Mendocino County Board of Supervisors. I beg pardon? I am GPU 22-2007 and applicant Michelle Tellier, and that's 28401 Albion Ridge Road. And I'm asking for a map change request to be included in the preferred project. And in addition to the materials that I submitted in the original application, I would like to point out to the members a few things. One is that my property borders along the county road, that is Albion Ridge Road, and thus it has excellent existing access, egress, and ingress from the property to the county roadway. It's also borders along a private road, I road, so it's on the corner of two roads. That the change would not create any further development on the property itself. There are 3 existing wells on the property. There's with very good recovery rate on the wells, so there's lots of water there. That such changes on the map create affordability on rural properties, which in today's climate of foreclosures and bank-owned properties is a real issue. Driving up and down Albion Ridge right now, there's 2 for sale signs, one of which belongs to an 83-year-old woman who's lived there for 50 years, who's now having to leave her property because she can't afford to pay her mortgage. That the land designations on the map that are assigned to properties, whether they're R10, R20, or R5 on Albion Ridge, adjacent to me or across the street from me, do not reflect the reality on the ground. And this is what you've mentioned. Many of the properties are non-conforming, including the 2 directly across from me. So I would really hardly be an island in this situation. And finally, I would say that I understand that land use decisions are difficult at best. In the process of making these decisions, the real ability to make substantial